What's going on, guys? So in this video I am going to be on my website athenaoptimize.com, and what you are looking at right now is a preview of an article I'll be releasing soon, where I'll be going over the anatomy of HTML and talking about some of the main things to know. And I'm doing this in order to get ready for my tech evaluation and at the same time provide some cool value for you guys. So in this video specifically, I want to talk about elements versus tags versus attributes, and here I have an example of a code snippet. So these are, by the way, three terms that you're definitely going to want to know if you're studying HTML. So right here, H2, this is a medium header, and this tag right here is an example of an element. So an element consists of an opening tag, some content in between, and a closing tag. An element consists of several things. Okay, not all elements actually have this though, and you'll see why in a second. Secondly, a tag is this right here. So I should have probably rewrote this, and maybe I will, but H2 itself is just a tag. It is not an element. So moving on from there, once again, tag simply is the thing that you have here, basically the angle bracket. You know, a tag is right here, and I'll describe it. Tags are used to mark the beginning and end of an element. Both opening and closing tags consist of angle brackets and the tag name. So this is just angle brackets and the tag name. So here you have a tag, and here you have a tag. These are two tags. So an element consists of two tags, sometimes, not all the time, because as I mentioned here, not all HTML elements consist of content wrapped by opening and closing tags. Some elements are self-closing, don't have any inner content, and don't require closing tags. And one example of this is the image element, which I put an example of right here. So here you have an image, you have the link here, which is an attribute, by the way, and I'll get into that in a second, but you don't need a closing image tag after that. But this is still an element, and there's plenty of different examples of this. So I already went over elements, tags, and next is going to be attributes. And attributes are for setting properties on an HTML element. HTML attributes consist of a name, for example, class or ID, or in this case, source, src. In this case here, if we go to the previous snippet, href is an example of an attribute. So, but the attribute is not just the name, right? The attribute, once again, consists of a name and a value enclosed in quotes. So this is the attribute right here, right? This is the attribute right here. So this isn't just the attribute. This is the name of the attribute, but it's not. This is the entire attribute. So that's a little distinction right there. And then some attributes can be used on virtually all HTML elements, while others are more specific to certain elements. For example, class can be used on pretty much all elements, right? And I'm not going to get into why that is, but just know that there are attributes that can be used on all elements, and then there are others that are very specific to only certain elements. For example, href, you're probably going to use more often with the anchor element, because anchor elements are for links. You're not really going to use an href when you're doing a header, right? So, but you can use a class for a header. So this might sound a bit complex, but let's counterbalance all the complexity with a fun fact by saying that HTML was first developed by Tim Berners-Lee in 1990, and I believe he is still alive till this day. So let me know what you guys think about my first video. I'll be coming out with plenty more. Hope this helps. Take care.